Police officer conduct is under public scrutiny in the United States. High-profile police shootings over the last few years, some justified, some not, have called into question the tactics officers use to apprehend suspects. Police in Atlanta and around the state are required to take a de-escalation course every year to avoid potentially deadly encounters.
So to start off, what is de-escalation? It is the use of non-confrontational verbal skills and body language to facilitate a successful outcome.
Sergeant Curtis Davenport has been an officer with APD for nearly 30 years, serving in a number of roles. He currently teaches the de-escalation course and stresses that this kind of training, using non-threatening verbal commands and body language, has been around for decades under different names. One of the goals of de-escalation is voluntary compliance on the part of the suspect.
I want you to tell me, officer, I am sorry that I violated the law. Can I please have your handcuffs so I can handcuff myself and sit in your patrol car? That's how much I want it to be voluntary. Now, am I gonna get that? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
We sat in on one of Sergeant Davenport's classes. Today he's talking to police academy recruits. Davenport's objective is to prevent these future officers from making bad choices that can needlessly end lives and careers.
It helps reduce negative perceptions of the police. Do y'all think there exists negative perceptions of the police? Is it warranted? Let me help you. The answer is hell yes. It's warranted. Y'all not watch the news? Have you seen some of the dumb stuff police do? What I'm trying to do is talk to y'all now so you don't do it. Make good decisions. Be a critical thinker.
Davenport wants his students to recognize the difference between violent and nonviolent suspects and expects them to use compassion when force isn't necessary. The problem, he says, is when a bad cop does something wrong. Police all over the country are then vilified on social media. That kind of negative attention causes new police officers to hesitate, and Davenport says hesitation can lead to injury or death. So he stresses that de-escalation is not a tactic for every suspect.
So what happens when I try to de-escalate somebody who wants to fight? I'm setting myself up for failure. What we don't want is you to hesitate doing something when you should do something and you risk your safety. And what we don't want also is we can't allow what happens somewhere else to dictate or compromise the services that we provide to the citizens of Atlanta.
Senior Police Officer Justin Brodnick, a 14-year member of the force, says that de-escalation tactics are sometimes needed on victims too.
Almost everyone we come into contact with needs some form of de-escalation, as far as calming them down, getting them to accept what's happening. Their agitation transfers from their situation onto us. That's not unusual.
Brodnick thinks that there has been one essential addition to this generation's de-escalation training.
We are improving some of our techniques. The intermixing of health and mental services with police work, I do think has been an improvement over the past year or two.
He goes on to say that being able to tell the difference between a violent suspect and a mentally ill person helps to get uncontrollable situations under control. And if he can use his words to gain control of a situation instead of physical contact, even better.
I don't know a single officer who comes into work who says, I can't wait to get into some physical confrontation today. If I can have a day where I don't have to make physical contact with anybody, that's a good day.
For Atlanta Now, I'm Troy Danicus.